Hi there, I got a new investment idea from Rio, which is Ambev, a nice business which is paying a dividend around 5%. This is a beer company, and the stock price has declined by over 60%. Now, another decline happened in 2020 because of the pandemic. People were at home and they spent less money on beer. By the way, this is a beer company from Brazil. Plus, they face other problems such as inflation, but the stock price has increased by over 40%. And in this video, you'll find out the outlook of Ambev and at the end its fair value, whether it's a good buy at the current price or not. By the way, if you have other investment ideas, you can tell me in the comments. And you can also thank Leo for his idea. Because this is a stable business. They have earnings, revenues expected to increase from 15 billion to over 20 billion by 2027, and also their earnings from 2.8 billion to over 4 billion. Moreover, the dividends are expected to increase from 10 cents to 22 cents by 2027. That will be a dividend around 7.2% at the current price. So for dividend investors, this is a good business. Plus, you can also have a rebound in the stock price to $4. Besides this dividend around 5%. Let's see more. For the first quarter results, the revenue has increased by 26%. The total volume, the volume of beer sold, has decreased just a little. Now, if you look at every market they operate in, for example Brazil, the volume has increased by almost 1%. And for the premium products, an increase of 45%. So that's great. And you can also see their brands in these images. Maybe you know some of them. And the other markets, they had a decline in South America and Central America, but an increase in Canada and Brazil. So overall, they had just a small decline, 0.4%. Now, if you look at the whole picture, you can see that they have 10 consecutive quarters of volume growth. They had a major decline in 2020 due to that pandemic, but then the volume has started to increase. Now, their future profits will depend on the commodity prices. As you can see, the sugar, corn, and wheat, and these prices fluctuate a lot. You can see here an increase of over 10%. Now, as I said, they operate in more markets, such as Canada, Brazil, South America, and Central America. But the most important market is Brazil, because more than 50% of the revenue comes from there. And Canada only 12%, the developed market. The other markets are in the developing stage. And the risk is the currency. As you can see, the Brazilian reais has declined by over 60% in the last 10 years. However, Ambev can increase the prices to charge more for their products. But if there is a decline in these economies and higher commodity prices, then their future revenue and earnings may be affected. So you have to be aware of these risks. Now let's see the valuation. First, the risk. Based on analyst estimates, the fair value may be around 44 billion for a 10% annual return, or $2.22. So the current market cap, the stock price is overvalued. If their growth rate slows, then you can see another decline in the stock price. However, the reward, the great scenario, if they continue to grow more in the future, then the stock price is fairly valued for a 10% annual return. So the fair value may be around 48 billion. I've also included their dividends, a payout ratio around 70%. So you might get a return around 10% at the current level if they keep growing more in the future, as the analysts expect. And the normal case, where you also have a margin of safety, the fair value will be around 40 billion, or $2.55. So the current valuation, the market cap, is a little bit overvalued. You might get a return around 6% at the current level. If you are pleased with this return, then Ambev can be a good investment for you. It was a better buy in the past, when the stock price was around $2.50, but we missed that opportunity. Maybe the stock price will go down again and you may have a higher return. However, if Ambev keeps growing, then you can have a 10% annual return. As I said, the dividend is expected to increase a lot. and by 2027 you might get a dividend around 7.2%, plus an increase in the stock price. So Ambev seems as a good investment. But don't forget to invest with a margin of safety to avoid the risk. Maybe their growth rate will be slower. You never know. And if you have any questions, or if you want me to analyze something new, please let me know in the comments.